Bryce Young really has one of the cleanest releases we've ever seen, and he's actually a local LA athlete and somebody that I've been following for a long time, and he's really always had a smooth, clean release. One of the main things that really stands out, especially when watching and really slowing down his throwing form, is his ability to get that foot down quickly and just very consistent with how he gets that arm right up and through. So we can see that front hand leaving the ball probably about 7, or let's actually say 7-7, is when that front hand is leaving the ball, and then it's going to come up and over and releasing at 0.5. So he's at a 0.28 in terms of release time. We're seeing a lot of guys really get into that sub 0.3 release time, which just shows how quick the releases really are getting. I mean, when we did a breakdown with Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino, comparing who had a faster release there, both of those guys were in like the 0.27, 0.3 range. I just love where the ball is coming out of his hand, where it's very, very high release point as the ball's coming out. And you can also see as it's getting released, he's coming down and across from that position and also still shifting his weight forward. This is a deeper throw here, so as the ball's coming out of his hand, we can see that he has a little bit different release point in how he's really turning and getting the hips around as he is releasing the ball. And I think he's doing that on purpose just to be able to kind of showcase, one, I mean, just the ball was a perfect dime in terms of accuracy, but also kind of showcasing his ability to throw from a wide variety of different placements with his front foot. He doesn't have to have everything set up and still is able to be very accurate and very consistent with his throw. Because the more that we see, like this one for instance, this is one where he's getting that front foot down and just able to get the ball right up out of his hand. The shift here that he has is not a very big shift. He's getting that front foot down quick and just immediately shift his weight over to the side, get the hand up and through. That's where we really want to get into the ability to flick the wrist, because it's so important to be able to do that and understand the importance of getting into that really, really good wrist position. So getting the ball up top, and we can see here that the ball is in like a C position as it's coming out of his hands, right? He's getting the ball up here, and then as he's releasing down with the wrist and coming up and through. Quarterback University is where committed quarterbacks come to take their game to the next level. Improve your throwing power, velocity, accuracy, and get the ball out of your hands faster. Not only are there videos to improve your mechanics, but there's also workout tutorials and also drills to help you improve as well. We want to help you get noticed, which is why we also included a recruiting services section. We'll have quizzes that you'll be able to take to be able to make sure that you actually get the information and are able to repeat it back. In case you have any shoulder, back, wrist, or elbow soreness, there is a section to address that as well. Click the link here in order to get started. Thanks for watching. Here's a good example though to be able to see him getting that foot down, and really when he's getting this foot down, he's keeping his weight, he's pretty much even, I would say, with his weight distribution when he gets that front foot down, and he already has that heel off the ground though, right? So see how he gets that front foot down, already has that heel up. I see a lot of guys that until their front foot hits the ground, then they start getting the heel up, and I think that is a big mistake when it comes to being able to throw the ball. And then from here, now he's coming up and over the top, so he's keeping a good flexion within that front hip, and it's coming up and over the top with that release and really able to get that elbow in a good position and pull as the ball is coming out of his hand. Here's really, I think, the best angle that we get with his release. So we can see him getting that front foot down and immediately starting to rotate. And as he's going through the throw, you can see how he's continuing to rotate throughout the motion and how fast he gets the elbow into the position. So you can see his elbow is locked in here. And then from here, now he's really getting that wrist to come up and through, so he can finish the throw like that. And this is, again, really the best angle that we got. There's only one time where they had that kind of zoomed in position. I mean, we can see as he's getting the ball back, he's holding the ball pretty high, pretty close to the back of his chest. But here's another example of him getting to the back of the drop and having to very quickly get that front foot down. So notice how fast he loads back, gets that front foot down, and then once he gets that front foot down, now he's already has that back heel off. Now it's about rotating within that hip and being able to get his hips to clear as he is releasing the ball. And I mean, I loved watching him in his pro day here. I think he did really good in a lot of these throws. I've already talked about how I think the Panthers should get him with the first overall pick. I think he is the best quarterback. I know that's my opinion. Obviously, there's a lot of things about CJ Stroud that are great, and I wouldn't be unhappy with the CJ Stroud pick. But I do think that Bryce Young is the best quarterback. I think that he will transfer over to the NFL very, very well. I know that he's not the biggest guy, and there's a lot of things that we can get into about his height and things like that, but there's a lot of guys that also play a lot bigger than their height, and there's a lot of quarterbacks that have had success at a high level that are not as big. I mean, he played behind one of the biggest offensive lines in all of college football and was able to have success for multiple years and played with coaches that had NFL experience, both offensive coordinator and head coach, and was able to play at a high level. Obviously, Alabama, I mean, SEC, there's no higher level than what he played for the last 3 years. And so to be able to say that, he's not going to be able to succeed at the NFL level after really dominating college football at the highest level, I think is just not a fair assessment of him overall as an athlete. So I really hope the Panthers end up going with him. I think that he's going to be a big-time NFL quarterback and somebody that I've been a fan of for a lot of years, right, since he's been in high school. So as always, if you like the information, go and click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. And check out the description. We have a lot of great things within the description, a lot of different programs that we're offering that I think can provide a lot of value for anybody that is looking to improve within their mechanics. And I think there's no better way to be able to really get specific into the mechanics than by utilizing video. So what you guys do when you sign up for our online program is you would send in videos similar to this. We'd want to be able to see your front, we'd want to be able to see your side, we'd want to be able to see your back. And based off of that, we'll be able to give you a breakdown, give you a clear understanding of what it is that you need to work on. I'm very focused on being able to build your long-term success as an athlete. And so in order to do that, we have to get very specific into what are some of the main things that are really missing within your current throwing mechanics, and being able to really isolate that, whether it be your wrist, whether it be your lower body, whether it be how you're utilizing your hips or your weight shift or your spine or whatever, really gives you a great understanding of what it is that you can do in order to improve. It's all going to be about how well can you get the ball out of your hands, how accurately can you consistently be, and how far can you throw the ball, or how much velocity can you put on the ball. And that's really what we isolate within our program. Yeah, you're still going to need a quarterback coach. I don't think by doing our program you're going against your quarterback coach. I actually think it's a great way to assist your quarterback coach, and I work with a lot of quarterback coaches to help them in understanding what it is that they could do from a biomechanics standpoint, because that is my background. I went to school. I know a lot about the muscles in the body and the joints and the range of motion, the exercises and the things that come into play, even when it comes to overuse and injuries, to make it so you're gonna have a lot of opportunity to succeed, not only at the youth or high school level, but also beyond that into the college and NFL level. So go ahead and check out the description down below in order to find out more about what we offer there. As always, thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.